You're human.
As I explore the endless space in Starfield, I have encountered the most intriguing side quest, the First Contact. It feels like an episode straight out of Star Trek. From the stress core, the plot developed into a story about humanity and difficult decisions with long-lasting consequences. Now today, I invite you to take on this quest together with me. To start the quest, we need to head to the system, Parima. Here comes the stress core. It's straight from the planet. And he seems to be referring to this spaceship. Okay, let's head on to the planet and see what they have to say. On the other side of the planet, you will find Paradiso. That's where we're going to be landing.
Landing site locked.
Cycling airlock.
Now let's head towards the office. I still cannot decide whether to use first person or third person in this game, but most of the time when I was shooting, first person feels much better.
Paradiso security is only here for your safety.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with?
Ah, yes, of course. I'm glad you came. As you can imagine, we're in a bit of a predicament. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so?
Okay, I'll sign my NDA.
Great, I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. It is. Whatever's going on, we need to approach this with care. First, see if you have more luck communicating with them. If not, you may have to try boarding. Whatever you do, it's important to remember to seek diplomacy with who or whatever's on board. As soon as you have any more information, report to Oliver Campbell. He's the CEO of Paradiso. All formal decisions will need to go through him, and he'll have your pay.
Okay, so we want to talk to them and then board the ship if necessary. Well, it doesn't seem like communication is working.
Docking site complete.
Now we are on their ship. Let's see what's waiting for us.
human. It's just that we weren't expecting to find life, let alone human life out here. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
Imagine being cut off from humankind for that long. How terribly frightening that would be.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by... well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and... the others.
That's weird. Where did they go in 200 years?
Ah, your question confirms one of our recent theories. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. Interesting. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did.
They left before the technology was invented.
Oh yes, of course. Where are my manners? Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. da Costa, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
It's like you discover a long-sealed bunker in Fallout. They were separated from civilization. They don't know what's going on
I
outside
do not believe
until
have need
you
to
show
be our
up.
guest, but I'll allow it if you insist. Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened.
That does feels like what's gonna
He
happen
gathered the
soon
best
to
and
us.
brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here.
Oh,
We were
it's a
told that it was
greenhouse.
the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
Here's one of my problems with animation in Starfield. When you walk slower than NPC. When you run faster than them. So you can never be on the same pace.
The Constant is a peaceful ship.
So, here we
I
are.
have to say, with technology this outdated, I'm amazed this vessel is able to navigate at all. It's almost like walking through a museum.
Wow, it feels like NASA have better equipment.
Now that you're here, I can finally give my crew a chance at a new life. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you? Ah, so they have a name. Paradiso. And it sounds promising that they sent you here to speak with us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us.
Well, I can just take you back to the lodge.
Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. Now, it makes little sense to give up before you try. Thank you, and good luck.
Right, let's go back to Paradiso and talk to the executive.
Have fun in the Shark Tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
The Shark Tank.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
Hello? I didn't realize Kiwi was letting people in here. I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens!
So they still call unknown creature aliens. So that means humanity in Starfield still haven't discovered aliens?
You'd be surprised what people fall for. Locally sourced island fruit essences, for instance. It's just the same old fruits brought over from Earth ages ago, but we get nearly 10 times the market for them. But you're right, no one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away?
Well, they want you to go away.
Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Modern slavery? Or future slavery?
What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Yeah, that's smart, Peyton.
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do.
So he didn't give me any persuasion options.
We operate outside of the Free Stars only, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it, as I've mentioned. It could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they might come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't.
Okay, doesn't seem like there's a good option here.
And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain?
I'll pay for the drive, I guess.
Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
I know this was a difficult decision, but if it's any consolation, I think you've made the right choice. Compared to the destruction of their vessel and relegating them to a life of servitude, I'd say this is the best chance they've got.
I think so.
On
Sarah
behalf of the
agrees with
Paradiso
me.
group, we appreciate your help.
There
There's
are
something I need to
millions
talk
of
to you
planets
about.
out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facility.
So let's go to Hope's Tech and buy the grav drive.
This is Freestar Space. Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband.
When you have a few moments, there's
Good to
something
go.
I'd like
All
to
clear to land
discuss.
at Hopetown.
I wonder what happens if I do have contraband, and what is categorized as a contraband? Meat product?
Ron Hope certainly embodies the saying, spared no expense. I have something I'd like to discuss with you.
Okay, from here, before I go in, I know I need to persuade him about something, so I'm gonna chunk a bottle of Chardonnay. Okay, now I'm ready to talk.
We could save valuable weight if we got rid of the pilot seat. Maybe an ottoman? Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape too. Parts not cheap though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor and it's yours. It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are.
I don't know why they should be expensive. Nobody else is going to buy them anyways.
True. I keep telling myself I'm holding on to it for the right time. Perhaps this is that right time. Yeah, I hope so.
There we go, we got the persuasion. So hopefully you're gonna give us for free, right?
Sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work.
25,000 is still quite a lot, but I guess I have to pay for it.
You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
Sounds good. Now let's head back to the ship of the Earthman.
Docking complete. It's so satisfying.
If the other colonists knew how many times the Constant almost came apart at the seams. Whew. Well, thankfully, I never let it. I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship?
So you are the chief engineer. Well, you better turn around, I mean, otherwise you're gonna break your neck.
I knew it. It's incredible! I read about this technology in our archives from Earth, but it was only theoretical back then. Amazing! I'll have to learn more. Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Yes, of course. Anything for my new friend.
Good job, I mean. But if you're not turning around, I will turn around for you.
Keeping a 200-year-old ship running is no easy
Well,
task.
I guess it didn't make it any better.
What grab drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I've just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? Great, great, great! There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!
Well, this is the most difficult part of this quest. All I heard were just words. So I remember I heard flan. Where should I go? Was it decouple or recouple? Well, give up. Let's try this first. Turbopump port, that's it. Cryogenic auxiliary, that's the word I heard.
Wonder what else is out there.
Inhibitor to 5%, that I remember.
Appreciate the good engine. Something wrong?
Okay, you gotta repeat it for me, I mean.
There's still something left to do. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
Okay, let's try again. Flange pipe enclosure. Decouple from auxiliary module assembly. Yeah, there we go.
Looks like everything is good to go, both your end and mine. Can you go inform the captain while they're finishing the installation? Thanks.
Okay, let's go find the captain. And we are all set.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done. Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives. I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again.
No problem, Captain Diana. Go explore the space, humanity's final frontier. Now at the end, they gave me quite a lot of rewards. All those are antique earthball, basketball, hockey stick, and soccer ball. It's all related to sports. I don't know why is there not an antique Xbox controller or something. But this weapon, XM2311, is an amazing pistol. Now there we go. That is the quest from the Earthman, First Contact. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.